Yeah, this is gonna take for a long time, and this is gonna be annoying. This is probably gonna be an hour-long part, maybe 30 minutes. I don't give a crap. I want to do this because I just want to. Oh no! You're not coming in here, Konoha. No, frick. Nah, you ain't coming in, Konohamaru. You almost got me demonetized last time. No. We're going random. I am not having Konohamaru on my team. So, gotta go over all parts. It starts off with two kids being born at the same day, same time, but not actually being brothers, because that'd be weird. So, Kristen's born, and so is Naruto. But these two are best friends, because Minato and, well, you know, I'm not saying parents, so screw it. Naruto and Kristen are best friends from the day they were born. So basically, Christian would be offered to have the second part of the Nine Tails sealed inside of him, so that he can be the Jinchuriki host. So Naruto can have a friend. So Christian is now Naruto's best friend. So they used to do 4 years until they enter the academy. Christian has the yin half. Naruto has the angry Kurama. So, Christian's Kurama would try and tame Naruto's Kurama to at least cooperate with him. Because he's like, we at least have each other, like, don't go crazy. And then Naruto's Kurama agrees, and he's like, fine. And he says, if he releases the seal, will you be good? Will you not take over his body? He's like, okay, I will take over his body, so just don't do it. So, Naruto and Christian would already have his seal unlocked, because Nine Tails isn't that bad. And the whole village is scared of Christian more than Naruto, because they know it's sealed inside of Naruto. But they know that it's not sealed inside of him. It's not sealed up, it's fine. But they start to trust him. They're like, wait a minute, he hasn't been taken over by yet. So why would the Nine Tails attack now? So they wouldn't really use that. So Naruto and Christian would be friends until the academy starts. And we're going on to the academy. It's Naruto. Alright, now we're moving on to the Unisign battle. I don't care. Naruto enrolls. It's the Unisign battle. First match is Naruto versus Choji Akimichi. Now, Christian and Naruto have had good training with each other. Christian's on the level of Genin. No, I'm not going to say the levels because I want to make myself so OP, but I can't. So, Naruto versus Choji. Now, Naruto has awesome training. So, immediately Naruto runs forward towards Choji. Choji tries to go for his butt thing that sends Naruto flying. Naruto jumps on Choji's back and grabs his neck and spins him around and kicks him and tackles Choji and does the unison sign. Next match is Christian versus... I really want to make Neji in the academy so I can destroy him. But I can't. But this is a what if that doesn't have Neji as a Genin. It's Christian versus uselessness. And he goes, oh great. And she's like, he's like, great, uselessness. And when she hears that, her eyes widen and starts running towards him about to punch him. And he says, oh, did I trigger a nerve? And when she runs at him, he catches her fist and says, uselessness, useless, and slams her behind him and then does the unison sign. He just walks up to the side of her and puts 2 fingers to her head. It says, bang, bang! Now it's Naruto versus Sasuke. Naruto and Sasuke would be a pretty good match. It would clash fists. But inevitably, Sasuke would win because of his Uchiha skill. And would defeat Naruto. And immediately, its next match is Christian versus Kiba. Kiba would run at him. Christian would just say, goodbye, and then One, he says, "Ugh." He says, dogs are the coolest, and you're too stupid to realize that. And then he says, there's a dog to a fox. And blitzes over to Kiba and slams his face into the ground. And then he says, oh, good dog, Akamaru. And then just starts petting Akamaru. And Akamaru's like, don't care. He's like, Akamaru, get him! And Akamaru's just not listening. Christian's just petting him. And he knows the spot for dogs that like to pet him. Because I do. I know spots to rub dogs. So, basically he'd say, alrighty. So, moving on to the final match. Sasuke versus Christian! And he'd say, so, Chiha, would you like to go? And immediately Sasuke runs out and tries to punt, and he says, nice try! And then knees Sasuke in the stomach. Sasuke spitting to the ground, and then he says, nice try! And spin kicks Sasuke in the face. Sasuke goes flying back, and Christian says, is that all you got? And Sasuke gets enraged and goes Sharingan, and then starts beating Christian up. He's like, shoot, I can't contain him with this power. And he's like, yes, you can. And he goes, and goes QB mode. And then starts slamming Sasuke, kicking him, beating him down. He says, you're dead. And kicks him in the face, and then kicks Sasuke in the face. Christian winning, but everyone's telling him he's so stupid for beating up Sasuke, and they call him a loser. And then he's like, and then he stares at him with intent, and he goes, scaring them all, and he walks away. Now moving on to a time skip toward their teams: Christian, Naruto, and Sasuke. So, of course, this is like original. Now moving on to Land of Waves arc. I'm kidding, they have to go to the bell test. Christian, they just pass either way. Okay, I'm too lazy to cover that. That's just boring. I've done this so many times. Moving on to the Land of Waves arc. So he'd body. So they'd just body Kakashi. Kidding, I'm not that lazy. So they'd of course encounter the Demon Brothers. Christian would destroy them with no difficulty, because Sasuke, he's like, I will not be outdone by Sasuke, because these two are rivals, but they also hate each other. So immediately Sasuke would win. I'm kidding. Christian would destroy them. Now on to the Zabuza fight. Christian would immediately go one tail. He's like, but he doesn't have any control over it. He goes, Aah! And then he goes and shoots one. What? Give me a second, please. I will do something. Craziness. Now we move on. So he would immediately destroy Zabuza with one tail cloak. This is way different from what happened in canon, but I really hate these arcs. Moving on to my favorite arc, Chunin exams. So immediately they would go. So be right back. Yeah, what? I'll go check. No, I'm giving a minute. Sasuke being stronger. He punched. Yeah, Dad, get water. So, moving on to the fight with Rock Lee. It doesn't happen though, because that wouldn't make sense, because Sakura isn't there yet. So Naruto would basically... So Naruto and Christian would easily pass because their Kurama's telling them all about it. And now, moving on to the next fight. This one is a good one. Orochimaru comes and goes after Sasuke and Christian because these are the perfect Jinchuriki. He doesn't go after Christian because, well, Naruto's an untamed Jinchuriki. Christian already has mastered control of his form. Immediately they would start fighting, punching through everyone. They'd fight Orochimaru, not get the curse mark because Orochimaru back. Now Orochimaru would just blah blah blah. Moving on to my actual favorite part of the Chunin exams, the tournament. So immediately it would be the first match, Sasuke versus the Kabuto squad, and the Kabuto squad dude would get wrecked. Simple as that. Next match is Naruto versus Sakura. Naruto doesn't really care about Sakura because he knows that she made fun of his friend and called him stupid, so she's like, I don't care, I'm not holding back against you. So then he punches her in the face, grabs her face, slams her into the ground, then kicks her. And Kurenai, who's her squad leader, has to stop Naruto from destroying her. Keep on, because Naruto can't contain himself. This is how angry he is at Sakura for making fun of his friend. So immediately Naruto. So next match is Christian versus Neji. The faded, hated Neji. So immediately Christian would rush at Neji, try and punch him. Neji would dodge and block off one of Christian's chakra points. He immediately opens it back up, and Neji's like, how would you open up your chakra points? Said, simple Neji. It's just that much of a... he says, well, there's not too much of a gap between us. And he says, you should just give me more of a challenge. Give me that Uchiha to fight. How about that? And then Christian goes and breathes in and breathes out. And then he goes, ah! He said, oh, did I pull a nerve? And Naruto says, you press the Sasuke button. The Sasuke, and then he's punched in the stomach by Christian. And then sending him flying with a kick. He says, you shouldn't have did that. Then grabs him, and then Kashi's like, dang, I didn't know we had that kind of power in him. He's like, you shouldn't have did that. And slams Neji faces to the ground. Then back swing kicks him, grabs Neji and slams him into a wall. And then he starts, and then goes into one tail and goes, Aah! And throws out his chakra arm, his QB chakra arm, punching Neji. He's like, and right when Neji's about to get wrecked, Guy steps in, but Christian is relentless. He pushes one chakra arm and hits Guy, actually sending him flying, sending him back a little bit. And Guy tries to knock him out. He says, Kakashi. I can do a pretty good Guy impression. Kakashi. Calm your student down. Kakashi tries to knock him out. Christian grabs his hand and throws him forward. He says, Aah! And blitz over and smash Neji's face with his chakra arm. And he's like, and the guy says, how much does this kid hate Sasuke? And he's like, and then Sasuke replies with, pretty much. And then he goes, ah! And everyone has to step in to stop him from being so pissed off that he has to kill Neji. So immediately when all the Jonin step in, he goes and goes four tails. He goes four tails. And the third Hokage's like, we have to stop him. He goes, I can't do that Nine Tails noise. And he goes and attacks Kakashi first, sending him flying up in the air. Then he goes straight for the third, but then the third dodges his attacks and just jumping around, dodging every single one of his attacks. Then he goes after Guy, sending him flying. Then goes after Neji. He goes, oh my god. Then they go to attack. He goes for the kill on Neji for ever comparing him to Sasuke. and he shoots an arm forward, punching him in the face, sending him back. Then he lands on his feet and blitzes over to Neji, kicking him in the face. Rock Lee steps in. Every single Genin, except for Naruto and Sasuke, step in. They're all like, "What are you doing? Why aren't you stepping in?" And we're like, "Cause that's Neji's fault. He shouldn't have pressed the button." He's like, "Why does he even have a button?" And he's like, "Because he hates Sasuke so much. Because of his grudge." And then when everyone steps in, he goes, eats a tail beast ball, and then sprays everyone, sending them all back. Even Rock Lee. Guy and Lee both open the 8 gates. 10-10 goes full power. Everyone goes full power against the Genin, and they're like, "How can we control him?" And then he goes, "Rawr!" And then he goes 6 tails now. He goes, "Rawr!" And now he hears a voice. "Hey, kid, calm down. I know it's a grudge." He says, "Shut up. This is my grudge, and I hate him. I now hate Neji." And then he creates a ginormous tail beast ball in his hand and slams it against Kakashi and Guy. Then he runs towards Lee and kicks him in the face. Then backflips over Tenten, slamming her, scratching her in the face, setting her flying. Then Anko tries to come with snakes, and then he rips snakes out of her arm and rips their heads off, slamming Anko into a wall too. Then the third Hokage tries to attack. He goes and uses a Biju bomb, hitting the third Hokage. Then Hidazoma gets blasted back. And he goes, "Ah!" Now no one can really stop him right now. He's on fire, angered. Then he uses all of his might to one more blast. And he aims it straight towards Neji. Then Naruto says, "Stop!" And then he immediately reverts. Give me a second. What? Outside. 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 I don't know. Ah! I am in the middle of a record. This is the worst time to do a part. So he'd be, oh god. So he'd immediately go out. Alright guys.